Welcome to our test farm in Watsonville, California. We're standing here at our 3/4 acre plot, which is similar in scale to a lot of fields that you'd see on small diversified farms. This is where we run field operations for the company, and we test all of our Amigas in the field, including our Amiga Compost Spreader. The Amiga Compost Spreader can be a real game changer because it takes a job that could take you the better part of a week to do and allows you to do it in an afternoon. So right now we're outside, but you can also use this compost spreader in covered growing environments like greenhouses, hoop houses. It's incredibly small, and most compost spreaders that are mechanized don't actually fit in those spaces, but the Amiga Compost Spreader does. We're going to get into how to use it. The first thing that you need to do is turn it on. To turn your Amiga on and off, you're actually going to do it with the key at the battery, similar to an e-bike. So this is the unlock position where you can remove the key. And you go to lock, and when you go all the way flat, that's what turns the Amiga on. This is where we control the speed of the Amiga, and we can also see how the motors are doing. It's all green for go, and learn a little bit about our pendant functionality. So our compost spreader has a 450-pound capacity. And depending on what you want to spread in the field, that could be wood chips, that could be compost, that could be fertilizer. You just need to stay within that limit. When we load the hopper, we do it with shovels from the compost pile, or if we've got a bucket and a front loader and the tractor available, we'll do it that way. And we like to fill it up just to where there's a crossbar in the center, not too much higher. That's about that 450-pound weight limit with regular dry compost that you'd be using for soil fertility. So depending on how much compost you want to spread on the top of each bed, one hopper full for the Amiga will get you to about 50 feet if you're doing 2 to 3 inches, or 100 feet if you're closer to an inch or 3/4 of an inch. And when you get the compost spreader up to the field, we have a gate adjustment on the back here that we'll be showing you that allows you to choose how thick you want to lay the compost. We have 3/8 inches up to 4.5 inches. One of the nice things about the gate adjustment is that depending on the kind of material you're using, you can adjust to like a real fine layer, or for something like wood chips, you're going to want to have a wider opening. And really it's just as simple as pulling this pin. You'll feel a little resistance, but you can take it all the way to 4.5 inches. I tend to open it to right about there for kind of that optimal spreading. The next step is to test your conveyor belt speed, and you do that by going into settings and to our PTO, and then this is the whole interface that controls how that element works. In order to get PTO going, and that's the triangle button, you'll notice that it's going really slowly, and if I adjust here, I can keep speeding it up, 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 and that's full speed right there. And at this speed, you can also see that we can change the direction of the conveyor belt by pressing that button. It'll go up and start heading in the other direction. Sometimes that's helpful if you got a little material stuck at the end and you want to dislodge it, and then you can turn back around. And to turn off the belt, you just hit the triangle again. One of the best features that we have when it comes to the compost spreader is our cruise control. And to engage cruise control, you just press the X on the pendant, and you'll see there's a little green line on our screen now. That lets me know I'm in cruise control. And all I have to do is tap to go forward, and the more I push, the faster it'll go up to the max speed I set. So right now it's in cruise control, and the only adjustments I need to make are just tapping to the side to keep it centered on the bed. Right now I'm going about 0.6 miles per hour, so pretty slow. I could speed it up if I wanted to apply a little bit less. X for cruise control, X again to get out of cruise control. All Amigas run on swappable lithium-ion batteries. There's a slot on each of the 4 wheels, and you could run the compost spreader with just 1 battery or up to 4. We find that if you use 4 batteries, you get a lot longer run time in the day. That'll get you definitely through lunch, and you could swap with other batteries that you have charging if you need to keep going and do a full day's work. Swapping a battery on the Amiga is super simple. First, you're just going to need to unplug it, and then you'll take the key, move it to the unlock position, and remove it. And then you're going to come back around to where the handle is, and remove it from its track. And then you're going to take your fresh, fully charged battery, line it up with the track, it's in position, slide it in, plug it in, turn the key back to lock, and then on, and you're ready to go. When you have more than one battery on your Amiga, make sure that they're all turned on at the same time and stay powered and charged to the same level throughout operation and whenever you're swapping. With the Amiga, you can boost productivity, cut labor, save strain, and build soil health through regenerative practices. Hopefully this digital demo has given you all the information you need, but if you have more questions or curiosity, reach out to our team. We'd love to talk to you.